Yo, what you lot saying? It's your boy here, and today what I've got for you is the 2016 MotoGP Italian Grand Prix. This is it, the big one, Rossi's home circuit. So yeah, let's get right into today's video. So before I start, I just want to let you guys know the reason why I took a week off this week. It's just basically because I've been dealing with a lot of exams in terms of media, that kind of stuff. So apologies for that. But, you know, I'm back this week. I'm going to be producing a lot of videos, and even next week I'm going to be producing a lot of videos. So think of this as a little bit of a reboot as well. But yeah, sorry about that. Like I said, I just had a media exam this week. So yeah, now that it's done, now I can really focus on getting some usual content out. So yeah. But anyways, going into qualify, we had some really big guns out on the track in terms of Paul Espargaro, Scott Redding, Andrea Dovizioso, and Alicia Espargaro. I almost forgot. But yeah, they went on the track. The big guns were out, trying to make into the top two to make into Q2. The big hitter was Paul Espargaro, putting a stonk of a lap. 46-1, which was insane. A massively insane lap by the, I think Spaniard. Yeah, the Spaniard. I forgot what nationality he was, but yeah, I know, he's the Spaniard, so yeah. Then afterwards we had Alicia put in a quick time. He was only a few tenths off, so yeah, he came second. And that left with Cal, Dovizioso and Scott Redding all looking to try and get into the top two to make it into Q2. But on the final few laps, Paul Espargaro fell off his bike. He fell off his bike, I think it was going into turn 12. He lost the front end, that was it for him. And yeah, and that added a lot of pressure to his chance of getting into Q2, which would then be smashed as Scott Redding and Alicia Espargaro went even quicker and bounced Paul out of Q1, which is extremely dramatic, really dramatic. And to top it off, Andrea Dovizioso did not make it through either, so he was out too. And to top it off as well, Cal Crutchlow fell off his bike at the same place as well, and yeah, he was out too. So three big hitters all out of Q1. And yeah, that was really insane, to be honest. And good job by Scott as well, making it into Q2, having to battle with the big guns in terms of Dovizioso and Paul Espargaro there. That's a nice job from the Brit. Nice job. Then as a result, as we got into Q2, along with those boys, he had the big hitters all going on the track trying to see if they can get onto pole position. One big surprise I must mention during that whole entire session was Lorenzo and Marquez. They were really struggling, to be honest. 4th and 5th, really surprising, to be honest, because I would expect Lorenzo to be the big hitter for pole position, but the fact that he only got as high as 4th is dramatic, and same with Marquez as well. 4th place on the second row of the grid, that is massive for his championship chances there, to be honest. I mean, he's not had a good season, what with that off in France. Yeah, he did it off in France, by the way. He fell halfway through the race. He fell coming into one of the hairpin turns at Le Mans, and yeah, that was it for him. So yeah, to be having a bit more bad luck in terms of him starting 5th, not like the Marquez that we used to see. So I don't know. Hopefully he can shine in the race. And then that left the door open, the front row open to anyone who was willing to eclipse it. Ineone looked like it was going to be the case. It looked like he was going to get pole position, but on the last lap, Rossi put in a stunner lap. I mean, what the hell? Out of nowhere, he was in 10th at one point in that session, and to come through to take pole position, what a lap by the Italian. I mean, Jesus Christ. Pole position for Valentino Rossi on pretty much the capital of Rossi's fans. I mean, in his home ground. That's just insane. That is absolutely insane. Even his fans went absolutely mental. You could hear the roar as soon as he got onto pole from the fans as soon as he crossed that line. It was immense. It was insane.
Valentino Rossi's going to go pole shortly. He does. 46.5. Valentino Rossi has set Mugello on fire. He dedicated his helmet.
It was like Ricciardo in Australia a couple of years ago when he took pole, provisional pole.
Where's Ricciardo?
Pole
He's on pole by 4/100ths of a second, and Melbourne
It was that mad. It was that mad. So, yeah, good that by Valentino Rossi. Probably deserved it. Put in a stonker when he needed to. And yeah, that put him onto pole. And then as we go into the race, it was a good start from Valentino Rossi. But out of the ashes was Bradley Smith, who actually got into 3rd place, which was insane. But then got bumped back down to 4th by Alicia Spargo. And then really after that, Bradley was just dropping stones, to be honest, as low as 10th. But then he did managed to pick some pace up and really managed to get up to 7th place, which he would then finish in the end of the race. So good drive. It was a bit of a shame that Bradley didn't play much of a factor to all with the leaders, but during the season he's been really struggling to keep hold with the leaders. So I was not surprised that he dropped off from the leaders' pace. So yeah, and then as a result, that led to Valentino Rossi being all over the back of Jorge Lorenzo. Jorge got the jump on Valentino Rossi going into turn 1, which meant that Rossi was all over the back of Jorge. He was hassling all throughout the race. He was giving it everything to try and pass him, and really it looked like he was calculating his passes, to be honest. It didn't look like he was actually trying desperately to get ahead. He looked like he was actually practicing some of the moves that he was going to pull on Jorge Lorenzo during the last part of the race. Then further back we had even more action going on. We had some battling going on in the midfield as well, in the form of Alicia and Maverick. Maverick did get ahead of Alicia Spargo. He dropped well though. He got down to 12th place at one stage and then got himself back up to like 4th. So that was a good effort by Maverick. Not to mention Dovizioso. He started 13th. He actually got himself up to 6th by like a few laps, which is insane. So good on him actually, yeah. Also forgot to mention we had a little bit of an incident on the first lap. I think it was Baz, Batista and someone else. They went off in the first corner of the first lap, so unfortunate for them lot. Bitterly disappointing for them lot. They were looking good for points, I would say, to be honest, but yeah, their race ended very early. So yeah, I think racing incident didn't look like anyone was to blame in that one. I think it was just really a racing incident. So back at the front, we had a great battle in the hands of the Yamahas. Rossi was closing down. He was trying everything to get by, but no way ahead of Lorenzo. But really, I think honestly, Rossi was just really planning his attack on when to overtake Lorenzo. And further back, we had Dovizioso, who already made his way up to 4th place, which was awesome, behind Marc Marquez, who was kind of sitting behind the two, waiting for them to maybe pop so that he can get ahead. Same, I think, with Dovizioso as well. They weren't really going full belt on the 2 Yamahas. They were kind of just sitting back, waiting to see what happens. But then, disaster struck on lap with about 13 laps to go. Rossi has an engine problem. He starts spilling smoke. He runs wide in one section, then yeah, like I said, he billows smokes on the back of his car, and then the whole engine just absolutely smashes. It goes kaput, and a whole heap of smoke just comes flying out of the back of Valentino Rossi's bike, and that was really the end of Valet's race. Unfortunate, to be honest, because it looked like we were going to get a really sick battle between Jorge and Rossi, the 2 gladiators of MotoGP. So the fact that we didn't was a bit of a shame, to be honest. But that's the nature of racing. These things can happen. You can get engine blocks at any time. And even there was a thing going on at the before the race. Lorenzo actually had a problem with his engine. His engine did the same thing as well. So I don't know what's going on with Yamaha, to be honest. I mean, I don't know whether this is to do with the heat of Mugello or something like that, but wow, I mean, Jesus Christ, 2 engine blowouts for Yamaha in one day. That's just crazy, man. Thankfully, it didn't happen to Lorenzo, because if it did, it would have been massive, especially as he was leading the championship, so yeah. As a result, we had Marc Marquez, who had an open window, an open goal, to actually go and win this race. I mean, he hasn't won since he hasn't won since the America race. So, how good would this feel if Marc Marquez would win this and take a real big step towards his championship? I mean, that would be massive for him, especially the season that he's been having, especially with the off that he had in France. I mean, that would have been a really massive turnaround in terms of his championship. But then further back, we had a good battle, I'd say, between Ineone and Dovizioso. Ineone, who had a poor start, dropped down to about 11th place, but then managed to pull himself back into 4th and really was closing down Dovizioso. He was hunting him down, and as a result, he made a move down into turn 1, a great move, a very good move. To be honest, so yeah, that put him up to 3rd place. But then afterwards, Dovizioso started to fight back. He started to pull these great moves in turn 1, I think another at the back part of the circuit, and really that led to Pedrosa being all over the back of these two, and as a result, it was kind of a bit nervous, especially for Casey Sterner, because he was shaking his head because he was thinking, oh my god, what if these two battle too hard? What if they two battle hard? They're going to allow Pedrosa to get ahead of these two. So, but thankfully, Ineone did get ahead of Dovizioso finally, and yeah, managed to streak ahead of Dovizioso. And really after that, Pedrosa made a move on Dovizioso and took, I think, 4th place off Dovizioso. So yeah, Dovizioso dropping from 3rd to 5th, which is unfortunate, but he really was dropping back with about 10 laps to go, really. He was just dropping back and into the clutches of Ineone. Then Ineone gets past and he drops more back. So, yeah, not really a good day for Dovizioso. Just really struggled for pace at the last part of the race. But in the last few laps of the race, we had a great tussle for the lead of the race between Marc Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo. Marc tried it a few times, but he ran deep and that allowed Lorenzo to get back past. And then on the final lap, that was really when Marquez really gave it to Lorenzo. Did a dive bomb on the inside, made it work into turn 1, got ahead of Jorge Lorenzo. But I think he ran 1 in one section, and then Lorenzo got ahead of Marquez, and then he made a beautiful move, the same sort of move that he did in turn 1, on the inside into the sweepers, the little sweepers, I presume, at the start of the lap. Yeah, the sweepers. So he got ahead of Lorenzo, and at that point I was just screaming because literally I wanted Marquez to win because of the bad luck that he's been having this year. But as they came into the turn 12, as they came into the sweepers of 13, 14, Lorenzo made a beautiful dive bomb going into the inside of that sweeper to take the position off Marquez, but then he runs wide. That allows Marquez to get ahead of Lorenzo coming out of the exit of the sweepers. And as they come into the final corner, Marquez does a swooper around the outside of Lorenzo. Lorenzo gets forced onto the curb. That slows Lorenzo up, and that we thought at that point Marquez would have won that, but no. You're gonna hear this. You're gonna see this. Basically, Lorenzo, I don't know how he does this, but he gets the most insane run out of the final corner. Despite being on the curb, gets the most insane run out of the final corner I've ever seen in my entire life at Mugello, and beats Marquez by 12/100th of a second. Just absolutely pips him whilst Marquez came out of that last corner ahead. It was insane. It was literally insane because I thought Marquez had it as soon as Lorenzo ran wide coming out of the sweepers, and as soon as he hit that curb I thought that was it. Marquez has got it now. Nope. Lorenzo out of nowhere takes the win by 12/100th of a second. Probably one of the closest finishes in MotoGP history. It was insane, it was intense.
Here in Mugello, side by side they come. 5 kilometres to go. Marquez has got the inside line. He gets it all out of shape on the brakes. Lorenzo again superb in the braking zone for the first corner. No way through this time for Marquez. Lorenzo has repelled all borders so far. But Marquez is going to have one more go. It's not going to be at San Donato anymore. Where is it going to be? Closes up as they run across the top end of the circuit. Here he comes! Marquez is through this time around, and he's made it stick. Now, what has Jorge Lorenzo got as a counter-attack? Marquez leads for the first time in this race season. Lorenzo, though, won't let him have it without a fight. Not close enough to attack at turn number 12. Lorenzo's got to try and line him up for a move out of Biondetti. Can he get close enough to attack on the brakes at the final corner? Here we go! Here he comes up the inside of Biondetti. What a move by Jorge Lorenzo. Marquez fights back. They're side by side coming up to the final corner. And it's Lorenzo who's going to go through. No, he's not. Marquez has fought him off. Now it is the run to the line. Surely Marc Marquez has got this victory in the bag. Marquez, he's been magic in Mugello. What a mesmerising race. Lorenzo tries to follow. Lorenzo's got it on the line. Unbelievable. What a finish here in Mugello.
Man, oh man, one of the best last laps in MotoGP history I've ever seen in my life. Actually, no, wait. Rossi and Lorenzo, 2009 I believe it is. Yeah, that's my best that's the best finish of all time in MotoGP, but even so, that was just one of the best to be honest. I mean, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Wow, I just still can't get it. I still can't believe that Lorenzo was able to do that, to be honest, so... Yeah, man, but deserving victory, Lorenzo. He held his ground, to be honest. He never made a mistake, which was insane, especially the amount of pressure that he was given in terms of Rossi and Marquez. So, yeah, great driving, a great win by Lorenzo. He now leads the championship. He extends his lead by 10 points to Marquez, and Rossi dropping to third, I believe it is. So... yeah, so the championship's on. The championship's definitely on going into these next few races for sure. But that has been the MotoGP Grand Prix of Italy. It's been insane. It's been incredible. Let me know what you thought about the race in the comment section below. Like if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. Spoiler boy, I'm out. Peace.